Now, there is no doubt about it that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing everything in their power to really make Star Wars as best as possible for the entire fandom around the world, to really give fans a truer version of Star Wars that's more in line with the vision by George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now currently on the road to success here, not just because of what happened with Season 2 of The Mandalorian, but also because of what Jon and Dave have planned for the future. They already are working on over a dozen Star Wars projects as we speak. That really does, tell us a lot about their ambition and exactly how invested they really are with this new Star Wars universe moving ahead. Now, with that being said, of course, a lot of fans out there are still very skeptical on whether or not Jon and Dave are going to be able to steer things in the right direction. I, however, am not skeptical at all. I feel like that Jon and Dave really have got this going. They really have a plan. They really are sure of themselves about what they want to do with Star Wars, and that's that. Now, everything related to the overall franchise right now is that Jon Favreau is calling the shots on a lot of creative choices for the overall Star Wars universe moving ahead. Be it new TV shows, or new characters, or returning characters, whatever it may be, Favreau is calling the shots on a majority of that, to kind of regulate everything with Star Wars as we speak. Now, with that being said, of course, what's really exciting all has to do with actors Adam Driver and Samuel Jackson. Alright, these are actors that a lot of fans out there view as very good actors and a part of the Star Wars universe. Now, specifically, of course, alright, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 are now currently in development, it's described that both Disney and Lucasfilm are preparing their new Star Wars projects for their new universe. It's described that as of right now, creator Jon Favreau recently hired both actors Adam Driver and Samuel Jackson for 2 new projects for Disney+. It's described that Jon Favreau recently had many conversations with actor Adam Driver to reprise his role as Ben Solo in the planned Rise of Skywalker sequel series for Disney Plus that is set and ready to actually debut sometime in 2023 on the streaming platform. Adam is set to provide his voice and facial scans to return as Ben Solo in lifelike animation for the new series. Also, Favreau is said to have hired actor Samuel Jackson for the role of Mace Windu for the planned 4th season of The Mandalorian that is also aimed to drop in 2023. Now, Samuel Jackson is planned to portray an elderly version of Mace in the 4th season of the show that is actually set to give fans a brand new take on the character that they have yet to see, and that an announcement of Mace's return is set to debut later this year in the 4th quarter by Lucasfilm. Now, about all of this, a lot of you guys out there may be out of the loop about the Rise of Skywalker sequel series. This is going to be a very important project for the Star Wars universe because they are going to be using revolutionary technology. A lot of lifelike animation techniques going into this. Basically, the type of animation is going to be similar to what you see in video game cutscenes or anything around those lines. It's going to be far different than the animation style from what you see, for example, in Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars The Clone Wars, so keep an eye open for that. So Adam Driver returning as Ben Solo, this is a big deal. We've talked about this lightly before in the past. Now Jon Favreau has actually hired him behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm to become a part of this major project. This is going to actually take place many years after the events of Episode 9, so it does bring one to question exactly how Ben Solo is going to come into play here for this new series. Obviously, we have heard before in the past that they are aiming for a Force Ghost related sequence for the actual movie for him to return in a very specific and unexpected way. That's going to be very different than other Force Ghosts out there, so we can see that Jon Favreau is trying to do original and creative ideas for the future of the franchise, be it in a post-Episode 9 era, or a timeline that takes place after Return of the Jedi, but before the sequels, which is where, of course, the Mace Windu situation falls into play, where he is also set to actually return as an elderly version of the character. So that's another thing to look at here, is that yes, we do have Mace Windu coming back for Season 4 in 2023 to give us a little bit of a tease of what's to come in the planned Mace Windu TV series as well. that's actually currently in the early development phase. That's going to give us both a young and an older version of Mace Windu. So that's really going to be a very interesting transition to see exactly how Jon and Dave are going to handle those key characters and how they're going to be able to handle a lot of these big surprises and reveals for this new Star Wars universe overall. So, like I say, I mean, given that George Lucas is working closely with these two and really making sure that they can do things right for the Star Wars fandom, they really are doing everything in their power to really satisfy the fans and to just really bring Star Wars back on track, and that's what they're already doing. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not one from night.